Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Market Update Show, where I update you guys on SPY and QQQ, as well as what I'm currently seeing in the market and going forward in the market as well, and some point of resistance levels where you guys can potentially play off of or look at into going forward. All right, and let's get into it. So today we will be looking at a couple tickers, AVGO and Nvidia, due to Broadcom having earnings today, as well as the sentiment of the semiconductor sector. It's been leading the market in both ways. So yesterday I was talking about the semiconductor dragging down QQQ, and today we have the semiconductor pulling QQQ up the other way. So we'll see how if the semiconductor will continue to be leading in that QQQ higher, or potentially may set a daily lower high. So we'll see. All right, let's get into it. So right now, if you want to skip to the different tickers, I put all the timestamps in the comments, so you can just click those timestamps and you'll jump to whatever ticker you want to look at. If you just want to look at SPY, just jump to SPY, or the news, anything you want to jump to. All right, so let's get started. So we're looking at the AAII sentiment data. You can see this week's is a little bit more bullish. So this is what the bears want to see. When the market is being too bullish, is potentially a sell-off, but we're still actually quite bearish overall. You can see it used to be 41, 40%, 40%. Now we're still in the 36. And as you can see, historically, we are in the 30s bearishness and in the 37s for bullishness. So it makes sense. There's still a lot going on in the market. You know, all those rate hikes and debt ceilings and recessions, all you can name it. So it makes sense. We're still in the 29s. So it's still not that high if you ask me, but we are higher than 2 weeks ago. A lot higher actually in 2 weeks ago. And you can see during these 2 weeks period, the market just keeps squeezing all of the shorts out, and essentially what happened. And this week we are a little bit more choppy, but still quite a bullish day today. So we'll see if we do close the week strong or not tomorrow. And let's get into so rate hikes. I've been talking about this for a couple weeks. That this flipped yesterday after a Fed saying they will likely just skip this meeting or pause. So there's going to be very likely no rate hikes now for June 14th. Due to it being 80%. The next rate hike will potentially be at July. So this is still a coin toss here. So we'll just keep watch on that. See if the CPI data comes in the June 13th. Let's see. The Wednesday. It's coming in June 13th, the 7th. I'll have to take a look. But yeah, so that CPI data will determine if we do get a hike. Probably will not get a hike. But if the inflation comes in bad, then there's potentially a hike. But we'll see. Personally, I like to see the Fed just hike in June and then hold instead of skip, hold, and then all of a sudden do another hike. It just kind of throws off the inflation expectations versus just doing instead one and then hold for the rest of the year versus like hold, skip, and then maybe hold again, skip, another hike, or back and forth. So that's like the worst thing they can do, but we'll see what they end up doing. So all right, let's look into AVGO first, and then we'll look at Nvidia, and after Nvidia we'll look at SPY, and then we'll look at QQQ, and then the overall just market itself. So AVGO had earnings today after hours, and it beat slightly, not by much, but as well as guidance raised close to roughly 5% for the next quarter. So those two are good things, but the thing is, we have ran so much into earnings, right? You can see after this sideways move, consolidation, we have expansion that is up 45% just in the last couple of weeks. We did this is a blow off top. We did have a huge pullback from it that day, and that essentially was like a big fund getting squeezed out just like in the morning. This is big money. This is not small money. Broadcom is in the billions. So you can see just the first 10 minutes, actually 30 minutes, roughly 20-ish. And that was it. No, there's no buyers in these levels. Like who wants to buy up here, right? Like, wait, like if you're looking at this chart, and you're like, wow, it's up 45% in 2 weeks. And am I going to buy here? All-time highs. And there's no price discovery up here at all, right? So no one was buying at Tuesday. And essentially, the fund got squeezed out, whatever, if they were shorting. and they just had to cover all that, and that was it. No buyers, zero buyers for that entire day. While remember the other tickers were still holding properly and going up. Broadcom was just selling, zero bids, zero bids. Essentially, today was a sideways day, and another sideways day into earnings. A lot of people were didn't want to trade into earnings, and we had slightly red bearish reaction into earnings. I think it's because due to the size of the move that we've been running, it was priced in to be a really bullish beat, and we only beat very slightly, as well as a slight increase in guidance. Hence, we had a roughly 1.8% red after hours. But the cash open is going to be the key. That's going to determine the direction. If we do break today's low, after our low, I'm seeing back here at 378 because there's just no support along the way. You can see the way we ran up. This is the 15-minute chart. There's absolutely no support on the way up. There's just no base. Same. There's a little bit over here. This will also act as a potential support in here. This little zone sideways. Other than that, you can see that it's only a little bit here in the after hours and market open, and a little bit here. So if we do get flushed through it and people, sell the news earnings, we're likely hitting back down this zone. There's just no support right here at all. Just like this move up. Absolutely zero support. 20 minutes, to the top. Zero support built along the way. We just gave it all back. So that's what I'll be looking at for Broadcom. And if you are a bull, the levels that it needs to break above is this complete sideways range over here. If we can't get above that, then we are likely going back down. You can see we tested it as well after hours earnings. Come back, rejected from it again. You see all these rejections here. All these rejections over here. Couldn't get over it. Came back down. Rejected again. And then after hours, rejected again. So that's the key level for bulls. They want to break above. If we do break above, then we're back looking at this level again. So there, obviously this level, we want to break this level, then we will come back down to this level if we do break that level. Now we will see what tomorrow gave us. And let's go into Nvidia. So Nvidia had a nice green day today, but we still cannot get over 400. 400 is that psychological resistance zone. And I was looking at the 4-hour chart, and it just looks like a head and shoulders to me. You can see right here. This is the left shoulder. So pretty much hit exactly 400 as well over here, the 399.5. And this is the head. And this is potentially the right shoulder. So we'll see. If we do pull back tomorrow and cannot get over 400, then that's a very high chance of this 4-hour head and shoulders playing out. Head and shoulders is a bearish pattern. The psychological behind it is a uptrend. See, an uptrend, confirming uptrend into a downtrend. So come here, big move down, a bounce. The most likely scenario is a lower high, meaning this high is lower than this high. So I've been talking about this a lot in my videos, where the size of the move, the size of this pullback will determine how far we bounce for the most probable scenario. Obviously, there's a chance we blow up, go up, break to a new high, squeeze more shorts out, nobody knows. But the most probable scenario is we form a lower high. This high is lower than this high. And if that happens, this will be head and shoulders, and this is the neckline. So when we break that neckline, it will be a confirmed downtrend. See? Bounce, break the prior low, confirming a downtrend. Also confirming the head and shoulders pattern if we do break the neckline. So essentially, it's just an uptrend into a downtrend. So that's what a head and shoulder is psychologically. What I will be watching, top watch this pattern for tomorrow. You see we tried it a couple times here, even the after hours and during the day, break that 400. We did break a little bit, like 450 cent, but that's not notable to me. I want to see like a clear break with candles closing above it, not like wicks, where top wicks, like these kind of wicks. So if we do get a gap down or like a red, slight red, and then we just start selling off, then this is likely going to play out. So we'll see. But it's still a 5% move to the downside for that to even play out. So let's see here. Yeah, 4%. I mean, it's Nvidia, so they definitely can move that in one day. So tomorrow's also Friday, so might be a little. Make sure to trade your position properly, close them out, or whatever you need to do. And if we do break above 400, then we're looking back at all-time highs for sure. Zoom into the hourly. Let's see here. So the hourly charts, we don't have a lot of sideways action either up to above 400. If we get above 400, we're looking at 405. See this cluster of zone right here? And then after 405, we're definitely looking at all-time highs. Yeah, this 400 is definitely a strong resistance. So bears will try to hold it. And if they can't, then definitely getting squeezed. So let's get into SPY. So we're still looking at this rising wedge, still playing out. We just touched it on the top today and then came back to it. So we're still getting really tight. So, like a one candle, 1% up, we break it. 1.5% down, we break it. So, and it's actually doing pretty well these days. So money is actually rotating into SPY this past 2 days. So you can see the sectors in the SPY is actually holding a lot better than it's been. It was just QQQ holding up everything for the past couple of weeks. Now SPY is actually joining Team Bull. So we have to see it continue to join Team Bull here. If it does, we'll likely see a slow grind up higher for SPY. Next key resistance zone. Let's see here. This key resistance zone would likely be this cluster over here. So we are technically in it. We haven't really closed above it. See if twos. Yeah, we came into it twice. We'll see if we can actually get a full candle break above this zone and close within this zone. And if we do, then it'll likely still grind up to the 429 range. Given that QQQ does not pull back that much. Let's take a look at QQQ. Yeah, if we do get QQQ pulling back a lot, then SPY is going to start slowly grinding down as well. So technically, today didn't make a higher high, so it's not a bull flag confirmed yet, unless we break the Tuesday's high. So yesterday I was talking about to be careful to not short the market just because we had a red day due to it being a potentially a bull flag. So yesterday's video I was doing this measuring, not that I measured from here, from Fib to here. As long as we're above the 0.382 retracement, where we don't break below here, it's a potential daily bull flag, and it bounced. So if we do break above here, it's a confirmed bull flag. So just like over here, there's no red flags on these pullbacks. Just like all these pullbacks have no red flags because none of those broke prior pivot lows. So you can see this is the pivot. The pullback didn't break this pivot. This pullback didn't break the prior pivot. None of these pullback breaks the prior pivot. So there's no red flags. So uptrend is still intact. Every trend, the uptrend is still intact. So we have to just follow the trend. But you could argue we are too extended, but what we want to see from the bears is a big drop down where it gave us enough room to potentially scout that lower high, just like that lower high I was talking about on Nvidia. So if we have a big enough move, then we can start scouting a bearish position on this bounce where we are starting to accumulate our shorts in this zone, where we potentially set a lower high for the next move down. So the first thing I want to see from the bears is actually us having a big enough drop down before I start to get interested in shorting the market. Otherwise, if you're shorting the market, you can obviously play intraday and make money from that. Definitely play both ways, intraday for sure. But for swinging, not as of yet. Unless tomorrow, we break below this too low, then we have a daily downtrend confirmed because this is the drop. This is the bounce, and we set, if we do drop, that means we set a lower high here, lower than this high, and we break this today's low. That's a daily downtrend confirmed. I don't think it's that likely, but you never know, because we are kind of extended. This could just be topping out. As of now, we don't see that yet. There's a little bit of a wick. We sold off a little bit into the end of the day. You can see over here, we sold off a little bit into the end of the day, but that was about it. And Apple is not getting over 180. So if Apple gets over 180, a solid close over 180, then it could potentially fuel QQQ up more. So as of now, we'll see if Apple can break 180 or not. And yeah, so there's a potential we can set daily higher. Also, the EMA is trying to catch up as well. It's a bit extended, but it can just, what the bulls want to see if you're a bull is we consolidate sideways. So we just chop around in this range up and down, let the EMAs catch up, let the indicators cool off, and next, getting ready to fuel up for the next move would be the best ideal scenario for bulls. Just like right here, just like this sideways is what the bulls want to see. After like a nice move up, more sideways, move up, sideways. Now we have a huge move up. So we want to see sideways action here for the bulls. So if you're a bear, you want to see that sideways action break bear. So that would be a distribution zone instead of accumulation. If it breaks bull, then it's an accumulation zone. All right, zoom into the 15-minute time frame if you are in a position. Not a lot of red flags on the even the shorter time frames. It's a very bullish day. 15 minutes still uptrend intact. Hourly uptrend still intact. Even the 5 minutes. So first thing we want to do, we want to break this low. If you're a short-term scalper, you definitely want to. This would be the low we want to break for the hourly trend change to turn to hourly downtrend. If you're shorting. If you are bull, then we want to break. We're pretty much testing this all time. Not all time high, 52-week high. So that's the level we want to get over. Today's high, and then it's 52-week high. Those are the two levels. Bulls want to break. If we do break that, we are looking up at. We are definitely looking up higher into same thing. This cluster of zone where SPY is at as well. So there's not a lot of resistance from here to 358. This potentially will fill the gap. As of now, no signs of bears at the moment, but we do want to see the very first thing, bear. If you're a bear, you want to see the hourly downtrend confirm, meaning you gotta break that little pivot low first, right there. Today's pivot low for the hourly downtrend to confirm, and then potentially we can set something up, just like over here. This was the hourly downtrend confirm, and have a little bit of follow through the next day. Bear, you definitely want to see it break this level right here. To red flag for me for bears was they had a perfect downtrend confirmed over here hourly, but there's just no more follow through. And this should have been an easy break right here. Due to the amount of volume that was traded here, there was not a lot of support. This should have been an easy way down to this level for the bears, and they couldn't do that. Hence why we had a bullish day today, because bears couldn't even take. It's supposed to be the move that they take it down to this level, but they did not. So we'll see if they can actually hold off this level and today's high to potentially shape something up like an equilibrium. Big move down, big move up, and an equilibrium. So I've been talking about this a lot in my videos, where if there's a big move up and a big move down and we don't make a new high, then the chances of us shaping up a tightening equilibrium is very likely. So if we do get a big move down tomorrow, then the probability of that increases a lot. So, we come down here, we hold support here and close it on Friday. Then this potentially would just be like that. I got for you guys, and I will update you guys tomorrow. And feel free to subscribe if you made it this far. And have a great rest of you guys this evening. And I will be updating big tech stocks on Sunday. all the big six: Nvidia, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Apple. So I'll see you guys then.